Before we begin, تحب أحكي بالعربي or English or Urdu? English. طيب خلاص we'll do Urdu. We call it Arab democracy. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وبعد. My name is Mustaffa Khattab, the translator of the clear Quran. I came from Canada to be with you here in the US in the month of Ramadan. And I'm going to begin with a story, inshallah, to introduce my topic. I always like to start with stories. Everybody loves stories. And this is why we did the clear Quran for kids, because it has a lot of stories. There was a man by the name of Abu Mahdura, or Aus ibn Rabi'a. How old are you? He was 16 years old. This is why I picked you from. He was 16 years old. And this is what he said in the hadith. There are different narrations of the hadith in Musnad Imam Ahmad and Nasa'i. There's also a version in Sahih Muslim. Abu Mahdura was not a Muslim at the time. فالنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم was camping outside Mecca. يعني كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم نزل خارج مكة وكان معه الصحابة. فأبو محذورة came with some of his friends to observe the Muslim army. It was time for Salah, فبلال رضي الله عنه أذن للصلاة. فأبو محذورة, he was a young man, 16 years old, and he was not Muslim. He was not Muslim. What he did, he started to make fun of the adhan of Bilal رضي الله عنه. So when Bilal said, حي على الصلاة, he would say, he would, يعني المقام بس he is making fun of the adhan. فالنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال لأصحابه إني لا أسمع تأذين إنسان حسن الصوت في هؤلاء. One of those people who are copying the adhan has a beautiful voice. Bring them here. فأبو محذورة or Aus ibn Rabi'a, he said, when I came, my knees were knocking together. He was so scared and he said, I'm a dead man. Rasulullah ﷺ told them to call adhan one by one. Abu Mahdura was the last one of them. So Rasulullah ﷺ said, you know, young man, you have a beautiful voice. Sit down. So he took off his turban. Rasulullah ﷺ wiped over his hair, the hair of Abu Mahdura, مسح على رأسه ودعا له اللهم بارك له واهده للإسلام. He took shahada on the spot. He accepted Islam. Abu Mahdura, 16 years old. فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم اذهب فأنت مؤذن الحرم. Now you are going to be the official mu'adhin of the haram because you have a beautiful voice. This was after Fath Mecca, shortly after Fath Mecca. Abu Mahdura said, I don't know how to make a professional adhan. I can just make fun, but I don't know how to do professional adhan. فإن صحيح مسلم, النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم علم أبو محذورة الأذان والإقامة على الطريقة الحنفية. الأحناف اللي هو إن إقامة they say الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله. This is in Sahih Muslim from this man اللي اسمه أبو محذورة. This is how Rasulullah taught him. The Arab way, the Shafi'i way, الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله, each once is from other ahadith. So both of them are acceptable. فالمهم Abu Mahdura became the mu'adhin al-haram, and Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam taught him. And again, the versions of hadith, مذكورة في مسند Imam Ahmad, Nasa'i, Sahih Muslim, and so on and so forth. They say, Imam al-Dhahabi, rahimahullah, Imam al-Dhahabi, he said, Abu Mahdura became the mu'adhin al-haram. His sons became mu'adhin al-haram. His grandchildren became all the way until Imam Shafi'i time. And they say that Abu Mahdura, because he loved Rasulullah ﷺ so much, he said, Wallahi, I will never shave the hair that has been touched by the hands of Rasulullah ﷺ. Because Rasulullah passed away about a couple of years later. So he said, I will never shave my hair again. His hair grew all the way to his knees. He used to tie it around his head and put the turban so nobody sees it. Right? This is how much he loved Rasulullah. Now the point is, Rasulullah ﷺ was able to see through the people and see their gift. Every one of us, old, young, brother or sister, every single one of us has a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are two problems. Number one, you get busy with dunya, with video games, Candy Crush and Fortnite and TikTok, and you don't know you don't know your gift. And number two, you don't see people around you who find this gift in you. Everyone has a gift. Rasulullah ﷺ was able to see the people and see through them and take their gift and use it for the benefit of the ummah. What was the gift of Bilal radiallahu anhu? Bilal. Good voice, صح. And Rasulullah ﷺ believed in specialization. يعني مثلا Bilal radiallahu anhu, he spoke Arabic. طبعا his background was not, he came from, his family came originally from somewhere else, but his Arabic was fasih. Some people think, he was A'jami. No, he could say Arabic. But you have people like Abu Bakr and Umar radiallahu anhum, they were Arab, but Bilal had a better voice. Imagine Khalid ibn al-Walid had the military skills, Bilal had the voice. Rasulullah didn't say, no, Khalid, you call the adhan. I know Bilal's voice is better than you, but you call the adhan and you, Bilal, go do something else. No, he put everyone in the right place. And every one of the Sahaba left a legacy because of this. Khadija radiallahu anha left a legacy. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, Umar, Ali, Uthman, Fatima, Aisha, each one of them left a legacy. So now you need to look into yourself and find this legacy and use it, inshallah, to benefit yourself, your family, the ummah, and humanity at large. The problem with many of us when we're young, as I said, you get busy, you don't find your skill, and if you don't use it, eventually you're going to lose it. Tamam? And our parents, because they are busy with their life, their work, and مثلا, say for example, some of our kids, they talk too much, non-stop, layl nahar, they are talking. And your dad, mashallah, what he will do, he will bring you to the imam. Can you please do ruqya on my son? Jinn, he's crazy, he lost his mind. No, this is his skill, he can talk. One day he will be an imam or a politician or a salesperson. They can talk. This is their gift. And the gift is screaming to come out. Let's say, for example, if your son or daughter, they keep jumping from one couch and the other, they have this skill. They are very athletic. If they draw on the wall in the house, they scribble on the wall, the first thing that will come to your mind, the landlord is going to kick us out, we'll be homeless. Allah yahrak, Allah yakhrib baytak, stop, don't do that. These are the skills, Everyone has a skill. And it comes out in different ways. If you don't use it or find it and polish it at a young age, khalas, it will be lost. Some people will discourage you. مثلا, for whatever reason, you have a good voice. I say, no. Who are you? Who are you? Abdullah ibn Abbas, the cousin of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. لما مات النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, Abdullah ibn Abbas can 12 years old. 12 years old. How old are you? 10? 10? I was going to pick you first place. Yes, first try. فعبدullah ibn Abbas was 12 years old. فقال لرجل من المدينة, he approached an older man from Medina, and he told him, let's go around and talk to Sahaba, collect a hadith and tafsir from them, what Rasulullah said about this, about that. For the old man told him, aapke saath koi mushkil hai? What's wrong with you? Who do you think you are? You think the Sahaba of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam would need a kid like you to teach them about? No. For Abdullah ibn Abbas said, I didn't listen to him. And I moved from one house to another. I would sit in front of people's houses. If they were asleep, I would wait until they come out. It was sunny, dusty, cold. I wait outside. And I would ask them, ماذا قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم عن كذا؟ هل في حديث في كذا؟ هل في كذا؟ ولذلك سبحان الله في التفاسير أول شيء يقول لك قال ابن عباس قال ابن عباس قال تمام. Allah blessed him with knowledge. After so many years, فطبعا eventually people like Umar ibn al-Khattab and the great Sahaba and the Khulafa, they would come to Ibn Abbas, even though he was younger, much younger, and they would ask him about this ayah, about this hadith, because he had so much knowledge. And one day this old man who said, I'm not going to join you. Who are you? One day, he passed by and he saw the Sahaba sitting and learning from Abdullah ibn Abbas. And he said, this kid was right and I was totally wrong. Right? So people will try to discourage you. You have the gift and people will discourage you. Coding, chat GPT, this, that, who are you? You know, they will make fun of you. One last story, inshallah. This is a true story that happened in the late 1960s and early 70s. There was an African American kid. He was probably in grade 2, grade 3. So the teacher, she was racist. She was probably in the South. There was a lot of racism here in the South, in Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, a lot of racism historically. So she asked the first white kid in the class, what would you like to be? And he said, I want to be an engineer. And she was like, takbir. She didn't actually say takbir, she was not Muslim. She put a star on his forehead. The second kid, what would you like to be? I want to be a doctor, takbir. Another star on his forehead. Then came the turn of this little African American kid. What would you like to be? And he said, I want to be on TV. He had a stutter. يعني كان بيتعلثم وبيتكلم. I want to be, he couldn't speak smoothly. And she started to make fun of him. She called him in front of the class and has any one of your family been on TV? And he said, no. Has your mom been on TV? Your dad? No. And she said, how dare you say something like this in my class? Shut up and sit down. Don't talk in my class. So many years later, this kid went on to become one of the most famous TV personalities in American history. Have you heard of a guy named Steve Harvey? This is his story. You can watch it on YouTube. At the end of the interview, he said his teacher is still alive. She's very old now. He said, I make sure every single year that he ships a brand new LCD screen every single year, and he ships it to her house. Every year, so she can watch him on the biggest TV they have, right? So he believed in himself. Two things that you need to know when you want to achieve your potential in life. Number one, you have to have the ability and you have to have the desire. Yani, say for example, I have the desire to be a basketballer. I want to play basketball, but I'm a bit too short, right? I would rather play soccer. And you also have to have the desire. And if someone has the ability, they are good at math or science, but they want to study something else, if you force them, they will never succeed. Right? Al-Abbas, عم النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, حديث في الصحيح, his uncle, the uncle of Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم, عمه, came to him and he said, يا رسول الله أمرني. عاوز أكون أمير. أنت أمرت معاذ وأمرت علي رضي الله عنه وأمرت فلان. أمرني. I want to become an Amir like Mu'adh in Yemen and Ali رضي الله عنه and other people. أمرني. فقال له النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يا عمّا إنك ضعيف وإنها أمانة وإنها تأتي يوم القيامة خزي وندامة إلا من أخذها بحقها. He said, uncle, with all due respect, you're not qualified. So he evidently had the desire, but he didn't have the administrative ability. So Rasulullah said, no, you can't. It's not for you. You will not be able to do it. And if you assume a job or a responsibility that you're not qualified for, it's going to be a disgrace for you on Yawm al-Qiyamah. And I want to save you from that. So he had the desire, but he didn't have the ability. So believe in yourself and work hard to achieve your goal. One of the biggest distractions that we have is that we think that we are too young and we still have life, we can enjoy life. And let me give you a few examples, inshallah. You have someone like Sa'ad ibn Mu'adh radiallahu anhu. So pay close attention to these examples. Sa'ad ibn Mu'adh radiallahu anhu was 36 or 37 years old when he died. 36, يعني 36 or 37 when he died. And he was only a Muslim for a short number of years. He died early on. Sa'ad ibn Mu'adh, when Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam قال, when Sa'ad ibn Mu'adh radiallahu anhu passed away, the throne of Allah shook for his death. and 70,000 angels came down. 36 years old. Someone like Muhammad ibn al-Qasim al-Thaqafi. Those of you who come from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, most likely your grandparents accepted Islam because of this guy. When he conquered Southeast Asia, India, Pakistan, and some parts of China, Bangladesh, he was 18 years old. And he died at the age of 23. 23. He conquered many parts of Asia for Islam. Imam al-Nawawi, rahimahullah, of course, everybody knows Riyadh al-Salihin, the 40 nows. Imam al-Nawawi was exactly my age when he died. Imam al-Nawawi was 45 years old when he died. 45 years old. And he was a scholar of hadith, fiqh, lugha Arabiya, so many branches. 45 years old. They asked him before he died, "You never got married? What happened?" He said, "Wallahi, I forgot." He was too busy. And in one narration he said, for years he didn't eat with his own hands. He was writing books all the time, and his sister was feeding him in his mouth. He had no time to eat. He wanted to leave a legacy. Now when you read Riyadh al-Salihin, he's getting the حسنات, بياخد حسنات إلى يوم القيامة وال40 النووية. يعني عندك someone, Malcolm X, 39 years old when he died. Till this day, he's one of the greatest American Muslim leaders. If you بتحكي عربي وسمعت عن سيبويه أعظم علماء العربية في اللغة العربية. Sibawayh, the greatest, the master of the Arabic language. He was 32 years old when he died. 32 سنة. 32 years old. Sibawayh. عندك محمد صديق المنشاوي من Egypt, one of the greatest قراء القرآن of all time. He was 49 years old. 49 years old. Abu al-Qasim al-Shabi, the greatest poet in Tunisian history. The national anthem, النشيد الوطني تبع تونس, was written by Abu al-Qasim al-Shabi. The national anthem of Tunisia came from this guy. He was 25 years old when he died. 25 years old. What I'm telling you is, these people left a great legacy because they didn't count the years, they made the years count. صح? So you have to believe in yourself and you have to work hard. Don't let anybody make you feel like you're nobody, and work hard and try to leave a legacy, inshallah. Yeah, so as I said, look for your gift, try to polish it, and try to use it, and work hard in order for you to be able to achieve it. Inshallah, today, let me talk to you a little bit about this, and I'll talk after Salatul al-Isha as well. I'm hoping that this will be my legacy, inshallah. I spoke about people who left legacies. So the clear Quran, I hope that it will be my legacy, inshallah. So I've been working hard on this project for the last 10 years. And actually, I translated the Quran several times, about 4 or 5 times. The first one I did back in 2002, 2005, من الحرم في مكة والحرم في المدينة. ترجمت التراويح behind Shuraim and Sudais from the studios. So if you watch the live Taraweeh, the subtitles, the 2-3 lines, that was my first translation with my team. Then we did this one, the clear Quran translation, to make the Quran easy and accessible for Muslims and non-Muslims. لأنه in the past, يعني الترجمات صعبة. They use Shakespearean English, without, verily, beneficent, very difficult translations. والله في بعض الناس كانوا يقولوا, some people who accepted Islam, they said, we were interested in Islam like 15, 20 years ago, but when we read old translations, verily, thou, Shakespearean English, we put it down, we couldn't continue. Why? Because the translation was difficult. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala يقول, وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ. So my background is Islamic studies in English and translation. This is my field. يعني التخصص في الترجمات الإسلامية. I'm not trying to criticize anything or anyone, but سحنا, as Arabs, many of us, when we translate, we try to show our muscles and use very difficult words. يعني مثلا عندك Newsweek, هنا المجلة الأمريكية, Newsweek. وكان عندنا في مصر الأهرام weekly by الأهرام. They used to translate articles. And I used to to compare the same article from the Newsweek and Al-Ahram Weekly from Egypt, the same topic. The American one was easy. I didn't find too many difficult words. But the Egyptian one, about 10 words in each paragraph. So difficult. And those words nobody uses anymore. So difficult, man. Especially when they translate the Quran, they think the more complicated the translation is, the more sacred it will sound. If it sounds like the King James Bible, the Shakespearean English, it's going to sound holy, like from Allah. But if you do it like in a simple translation, this is like, what is this, you know? No. So again, inshallah, those of you who are leaving after Salatul Isha, I'll be giving a little talk after Isha to give you the background and some details about this project, inshallah. We have a table with a red cloth outside in the north hallway by the cafeteria, inshallah, so you can stop by and check out the Clear Quran translation. If you'd like to sponsor a box, it has 52 copies and it will cost you $104. That's $2 per copy. And we're trying to work, inshallah, so every American non-Muslim will have a copy in their hands. In the last few years, we have distributed more than 4 million copies of these. And we have received, alhamdulillah, thousands of shahadas. So, I cannot do it by myself. We need your help, inshallah. And in any case, you will receive a tax receipt. If you want to sponsor a box, 5 or 10 boxes will cost you, what? $1,040. So going back to the legacy, how can you find your gift? How can you find your gift? So again, as we said, you have to look for this gift and you have to polish it and use it. So your legacy, again, could be something like you are a good writer. Use it. You have a good voice. Call the adhan. Allah bless you with money. Donate to the masjid here. I don't know. If you have a good sense of humor, I don't mind if my son wants to be a stand-up comedian. No problem, as long as he's not lying or as long as he's not saying anything haram. No problem. Wallah, I don't know about here in the US, but in Canada, when I go to officiate weddings, nikah yani, weddings, they are either playing a very boring nasheed in the background, or they are going crazy, jumping with dancing. I don't mind if someone has a good story or a good joke to stand and say something to make people laugh. Ya ammi, this is a wedding. It's not janaza. It's not haram to smile. There is nothing wrong, you know. There is nothing wrong, inshallah. So again, look for this legacy and polish it and use it for the benefit of the ummah, inshallah. I'm going to ask you, inshallah, if you have found your gift, raise your hand and let us know about your gift, inshallah. What is your gift? The legacy that you want to leave behind. And again, let me define the word legacy. When I ask people, what kind of legacy you want to leave behind? What are you good at? يقول لك مثلا, I eat the most biryani or kushari or mansaf, shawarma, halwa, kunaf in the whole family. I play the most video games in the family, 15 hours straight. I can hibernate for a whole week. No, this is not a legacy, dude. A legacy has to be something good that you will leave behind that will benefit the ummah. أنت تعرف إنه إبراهيم عليه السلام in the Quran, he prayed to Allah to help him leave a good legacy. He said, وَاجْعَلْ لِي لِسَانَ صِدْقٍ فِي الْآخِرِينَ. Let people talk about me in a good way. Help me leave a legacy that people will honor and that people will mention. Right? We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless you all with gifts. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless your children, make them good Muslims, the leaders of tomorrow, inshallah. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our ibadat in the month of Ramadan, our fasting, our zakah and sadaqah, and all of our good deeds. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Jazakallah khair.